Welcome, everyone, to my podcast and happy winter solstice. The theme or the topic of today's podcast is Beyond the Longest Night, Embracing Your Authentic Self in Winter Stillness. My name is Lizz Naughton, and I am your host for the winter solstice celebration. I'd like to break a little bit of the tradition from sharing the meditations and give you some how-tos on working through and really thriving during this time of the winter solstice. It's a transition time between seasons, between the fall equinox and the winter solstice. And the beautiful thing about the transition time is it gives us an opportunity to kind of check in with ourselves and see how we've done since the fall equinox. So it's the fall till the winter solstice. How have we been doing? How have we been treating ourselves and others? Have we been nurturing ourselves and giving thanks where thanks are deserved, and also acknowledging the things that we have done well? So often it seems like it's, countercultural type of thing to really just take a moment or two and say, wow, that was well done. I'm so glad I did that. And give yourself a little pat on the back. It doesn't come from a place of ego. It just comes from a place of self-love. So with the winter solstice, it begins our journey from sadness and grief of the fall element into peace and solitude of winter, which is the water element. Today marks the longest night of the year, a time to reflect, be still, and listen to our inner voice. Let's take this opportunity to acknowledge all of the opportunities for growth by moving through the challenging times. The winter solstice is a transition time between seasons, as I've mentioned before, and it gives us time to experience our relationships on a deeper level before we say goodbye to this year. So now just take a nice deep breath in and just tap into your authentic self. And remember who you really are and not who you think you are, which quite frankly is a very, very, very long journey. It's really the journey from your head to your heart. So just kind of entertain that idea if you're not familiar with it. Who are you really instead of who you think you are? Without the mask that you present to the world, just your essence, the place of your intuitions and inspirations. In your mind's eye, see yourself leave sadness and grief behind and begin to experience the quiet and peaceful space of winter. Winter is governed by the water element. Water that runs deep is fluid and represents the flow of life. This energy is introspective, quiet, calm, and reflective, like the archetype of the philosopher. It resonates with the cold, silent nights that will allow you to replenish your spirit. The winter element is about strength, courage, and wisdom. We know when we're not in alignment with this element because it'll take the form of fear. And fear can be a great motivator, and it can also paralyze us. So how do we move past the many faces of fear into hope and inspiration? Here are some questions to reflect on to help you move past the paralyzing feelings of fear and into self-love. What are some of the things that I'm afraid of? Are they real or are they imagined? Am I being honest with myself? Am I coming from a place of love or a place of lack? Am I afraid I'm not going to get something? Or am I going to lose something that I have? Am I eating foods that nourish my mind and body? Or am I filling it with chemicals that make me feel bad about myself and the world around me? Have I outgrown my circle of friends and influencers? As we continue to move around the cycle of life, as we accrue different experiences, sometimes we find that we have outgrown our, not only our friends, but the places and things that we love to do the most, and have that yearning to do something different. When I feel sad about my relationships ending, did they end because they were complete? Have they run their course? Or do I need more time to process the lessons? It's really hard to sit with those feelings, but finding the blessings and knowing the person or persons will make it a bit easier. What are the things that I gained as a result of knowing this person? As we leave the Earth's energy of the winter solstice and into the winter element or rhythm of water, let's take some time to dream about our future. How would you like to be more authentic in the new year? Just take a moment, and do you have some goals for 2024? Something you look forward to? See yourself in that new situation. How will you get there? What will it take? Will you need more education or training in order to move into that new experience? Is there something that requires a rededication or more discipline? Maybe you're already on that track, but sleep has a tendency to override getting up at 7 a.m. for your yoga practice or whatever it is. It's just an example. Well, you need to get out into your community for better opportunities. Is there something you want to build, but you feel shy, or just the whole idea of stepping out into your community is terrifying? That's the case. Go ahead and practice in your mind's eye and see yourself going into those particular social situations with ease and comfort. It's okay to practice the things you would like to have. How do you want to represent yourself moving forward? This is such a great question. In the morning, when I take a look at my tasks for things to do for the day, I take a few minutes to go over some of the things that I need to do if I'm working with others. And I really focus on how do I want to represent myself as I move into those different situations. And it's, for me, it's all about practice, practice, practice. So I do look at how do I want to represent myself. Do I want to be more patient? Is that one of the things that I would like to have more of? Do I want to be more loving? What about creating a stronger spiritual practice? This is a great thing, and this really started to change who I was as a person, or really I can with clarity say it didn't change me as a person, what it did, it started to get me into who I really was as a person. And that was, who are your heroes and your mentors? What I do and what I needed to do to get out of a kind of like a negative way of thinking is to just really start to look at how I was thinking. So as a part of my morning meditation, I would start to key into some of my mentors and heroes, and I would listen to just 10 or 15 minutes of a really positive talk with someone that I would really like to be more of. For example, in the morning, I will listen to something really quickly from the YouTube channel with Jim Quick, Kwik. And Jim was coined the boy with a broken brain. And he was the one who helped me start reading in the morning. He made this incredible comment that if you want to be smarter, then read. And I already considered myself to be kind of smart, if I'm being falsely humble. But so I started doing that. I started reading before my day started, just a little bit. And if 30 minutes was all I could do, then 30 minutes was a whole lot more than not doing it at all. So just making a mental note or writing it down. Who are your heroes and your mentors? Are you surrounding yourself with positive people that help you feel good about yourself and your objectives? How often I started a project, really excited, tell my friends, they finished after 15 minutes explaining to me why I was unable to do that. And I felt bad about myself and also forever wanting to start the project to begin with. Those are the folks that you need to give the shaboot. Do you listen and watch people that you admire and want to be more like them? And I gave the example of Jim Quick. I think he's awesome. Are you currently reading? Are you doing things to help you move to the next level of your development? Once again, I already mentioned Jim Quick, but just take a look at some of the things if you're not reading at all. I have a stack of books that I still need to read, and I am really making an effort not to buy any more until I actually have read the books that I purchased. One of the greatest books that I've read was actually inspired by a supervisor I have had when I was still in the corporate world. And it was from Dale Carnegie, of all people, How to Influence Friends. Gosh, off the top of my head, I don't know how to win friends and influence people or influence others. You get the idea. You can Google Dale Carnegie. In the first chapter, if I do nothing else, if I practice the 3 suggestions that he gives me, I will have automatically a good day. The 3 things that he suggests are, the first things is don't complain. So what is my day like if I go through the entire day and I don't complain? The next thing is don't criticize. If I don't complain and I don't criticize, then I'm already so much further down the road energetically. Those things deplete my energy. And if I make it a practice and a habit of living in that type of energy, at some point I'm going to get really sick. And then the third thing is don't condemn, which is don't judge others and don't judge myself, especially. Those are some of the golden nuggets that I got as a result of just reading this book. And that was the first chapter. So if you're not reading, I highly recommend that you begin. The next thing, I don't remember who I heard this from, but when I heard it, it was like, holy moly, I absolutely love this. And it's create 2 or 3 words or phrases to describe how you want to present yourself. It might be kind, loving, and effective leader, or courageous, creative, and inspired. and then program that into your phone so it goes off either every hour or every couple of hours, just so you can begin to get into the habit of, oh, that's right, I'm courageous, I'm creative, and I'm inspired. I totally forgot that because I was complaining. So do you see how that loop works? Let's get out of those loops and start developing better, more authentic behaviors and habits. So often these are just bad habits that need to be broken. Okay. Saying goodbye to 2023. All the hard work is over, and it's time to dream about your future. This is going to be the fun part. Go ahead and find a comfortable spot where you'll not be disturbed. Close your eyes and sit in a comfortable position. Just snuggle in for the next probably 10 or 15 minutes or so. You're going to rest the tip of your tongue behind your upper teeth, and this will help calm your mind so you can get the most out of this guided meditation. And as you're getting comfortable, take a nice, slow, deep breath in. Inhale and let it out. This next practice, we're going to do 4 cycles. I'm going to explain it to you first, and then we'll go ahead and do it. The first thing we're going to do is to inhale for 4 seconds. We're going to take a nice deep belly breath in. We're going to hold that breath for 7 seconds. I will time it so you don't have to worry. I'll tell you when to exhale. And when we do exhale, we're going to push all of that air out of our belly for 8 seconds. And then we'll start the next cycle of breathing in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8. So let's give that a try. The tip of our tongue is behind the back of our upper teeth. And let's go ahead and inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. Hold. Out. In. Hold. Out. Excellent. So go ahead and start to breathe at your own tempo. Some of you may have noticed that that count was a bit wonky. I totally apologize for that. So just go ahead and find your own tempo. Begin to relax in your chair. If you find that your mind wanders, that's okay. Just come back to your breath when you can. As you're checking in with your body and your breath, just notice any place that has tension and breathe into that area. And as you exhale, allow the tension to move out of your body and into the space. Excellent. And just continue to relax. If you're sitting in a chair, allow the chair to take the full weight of your body. So just kind of melt into the chair or wherever you happen to be resting. Just allow that surface to take all of you. There's nothing that you need to hang on to. Now, when you're ready, start tapping your heart chakra. You can physically tap it, which is located in the center of your chest if you're not sure where your heart chakra is. The purpose of tapping on your heart chakra is just to bring conscious awareness to that area. And when you're ready, go ahead and breathe into your heart chakra. Exhale out of the same, out of your heart chakra. Take another deep breath in. Let it move out of your heart and into the space. And just create your own rhythm of inhaling and exhaling out of the heart. Notice how this area begins to expand with each breath. If you notice any sadness that you may be feeling, it's okay to let go with each exhale and allow it to move out of your heart, out of your body, and see it move into the earth. We're now in earth energy, and it wants to take your woes, Mother Earth. She'll transform them into love. We're going to shift our focus from grief and sadness into fear. And fear seems to shape everything about us. It prevents us from realizing our dreams, realizing our love, and realizing our full potential. So take a nice deep breath in and scan your body. And just notice if there's a place where you may have stored something fearful. Could be an event from when you were a kid. Maybe somebody bullied you or embarrassed you. Could be something real, something going on right now that scares you. As you uncover that feeling, on your next inhale, see it, this beautiful wave or color wrap around that fear. And then when you exhale, allow it to be escorted out of your heart chakra and into the earth. Allow our beautiful Earth Mother to take your fears. If you have, or if you notice any other feelings that are depleting emotions other than fear, be sure that you wrap those up also. And on your exhale, allow them to exit your body and move into the earth. Excellent. Now with your next inhale in, breathe in balance, strength, and hope. Exhale all of the old thinking or experiences from 2023 and make the space ready for the new year to come in. So just continue on with that process for the next few breaths. We're going to exhale all of the old, and we're going to create space as we breathe in, balance, strength, and hope for the new year. Now, going back to the list that we had created at the beginning of this podcast, just think about what you would like to experience in the upcoming year. You have an idea. We talked about it earlier. So now, in your mind's eye, see yourself in that new situation. How did you get there? Did you need more education, or do you need more education? That's the case. See yourself taking that class, that training, traveling, or whatever it takes. It could be online to begin to meet that goal. Was it, or is it something that requires your rededication? See yourself rededicating yourself to that ideal. See how much joy you're bringing back to yourself as a result of just simply showing up. You need to step out into the community. That's okay. See yourself doing it with confidence and ease. Notice how excited people are to see you. Just allow your imagination to see yourself moving towards these ideals. Really tap into how you feel. Are there others who are joining you on this new adventure? Is it a new way in which you're serving your community? Now, imagine how you're representing yourself in the world. See yourself with confidence and really stepping into your true, authentic self. It has nothing to do with the identity of who you think you are, or your occupation, or any of the other labels that you may have created, but really get to your essence. Really try that on. What is your authentic self? Who are you? And what does that look like as you bring it out into the world? Imagine meeting and working with your heroes and mentors. If you have someone that you really respect, see yourself walking up to that person and shaking their hand. Having them invite you to sit next to them for a cup of coffee, for a project that you may be working on or want to work on. Whatever it is, see that. Ultimately, it may not be the physical person, but it may be the qualities that you recognize that they have that you would like to have for yourself. If that's the case, then be open to anyone who represents those qualities so that you can continue to grow and develop. Begin to see yourself stepping into new roles and responsibilities with ease and contentment as the result of achieving your authenticity. Allow your intuition to guide you. If you're uncertain about who you want to become, it may be helpful to reconnect with your heart energy. Start there. Continue to take nice, deep, slow breaths. Take one more look at this year. Is there anything else that you need to let go of, or you're afraid to let go of or release? If those things are hard to let go of, then wrap them with love, which is really the only power that any of us have. See yourself looking at why you're still holding on. And do this with unconditional love for yourself. Maybe you're not ready. If that's the case, that's okay. Now, one more time, as we move into the upcoming year, tune into the possibilities for your future. Stay connected to your intentions about who you want to be, how you want to represent yourself, and say the words that you had created to practice throughout the day. What were those 2 or 3 words or phrases? And with those words, send them out into the universe where they can gather all the ingredients needed to come back to you. We are all energy. So send out your frequency and intention for the new year and watch them come back to you as your frequency becomes more aligned with your intention. Breathe in those new possibilities. Now focus your attention on your heart center once more. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but gratitude is the fastest way to bring yourself into the frequency of your dreams and your goals. So just take a moment and review the entire year and just make a mental note of what are you grateful for. Tune into that feeling. Take another deep breath in and exhale. And when you're ready, you can come back into your body, knowing that you can return to this place anytime you like. Take another deep breath in. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back more into your space. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Happy winter solstice, everyone. This is beneficial. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button or post a comment down below. I always finish my podcasts, or really anytime I talk to anyone, with just the intention of, please know that you're loved. Namaste.